This is John Watts. I'm an Alabama consumer protection attorney, and I want to thank you for watching this video. We're going to talk about Midland Funding. That is probably the largest debt collector or debt buyer who sues Alabama consumers. And they typically are filing well over 100 lawsuits a week just in Alabama. So that's what we're going to talk about. So the question is, what are my 5 options now that I've been sued by Midland Funding? Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you for taking action. So many people just simply do nothing. And if you do nothing, then Midland Funding will get a default judgment and they can garnish your wages, garnish your bank account, put a lien on your property, sell your property. And even if they can't do any of those things, the judgment will just get bigger and bigger and bigger because of interest. So great that you're taking action watching this video. You know, what happened in the past is behind us. Just let it go. Focus on the present. That is what you can control, is right now. And you're taking action right now. And I want to encourage you to continue to take action. So you want to make sure you respond so there's no default judgment. And so that raises the question, okay, well, what are my 5 options? And this is the way that we've described it for a number of years to the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of consumers that we've represented. And I think just with Midland Funding, we have probably represented somewhere around 300 consumers. And then we have filed dozens and dozens and dozens of federal court lawsuits against Midland. But that's for a different video. All right, let's talk about these 5 options. So the first one is bankruptcy. It's an extreme option. It's very rarely appropriate. But you can look at it. And you're probably getting all sorts of advertisement letters from bankruptcy attorneys saying, hey, you can file bankruptcy. Well, yeah, you probably can. The question is that appropriate, or is there a better option for you? So the next 2 options are do it yourself. So option number 2 is you fight the lawsuit on your own. Now, there's an old expression that says, if you represent yourself, you have a fool for a client. And that is normally true. But I tell you what, if you were sued in small claims court by Midland Funding or district court by Midland Funding, this is very doable to fight it on your own. Now, if you're sued in circuit court, it's a lot harder. But this is an option for you. The advantage is you don't have to pay a lawyer. The disadvantage is you don't have a lawyer on your side, and they have a lawyer representing Midland. But keep it in mind, it's an option. Third option is you settle the lawsuit on your own. So again, you don't have to pay a lawyer. You work it out with the collection lawyer that sued on behalf of Midland Funding. Typically, this is out of Montgomery, Holloway, and Moxley. Sometimes it's Zarzar and Cunningham, used to be known as Zarzar and Schwartz in Birmingham. But most of the lawsuits, at least that we see, are filed by Holloway and Moxley out of Montgomery. So you would call them and you work it out. Again, the advantage, you don't have to pay any money. Disadvantage, you've got to make sure that you're doing the settlement the right way, that you understand what happens with credit reporting, you understand what happens as far as taxes the following year. So if you settle it in 2015, what will happen with your taxes in January 2016? And are you making sure that you're actually settling it so that you won't be sued again for the same debt, or some other debt collector won't get it? So you got to make sure about that. Now, the next 2 options are where you hire a lawyer. So option number 4, hire a lawyer to fight the case. Downside is you got to pay a lawyer. The upside is you have a lawyer defending you. And if you hire somebody who knows what they're doing, then you at least presume that you have a better chance of being successful. Now, option number 5 is you hire a lawyer to settle the case. And you have to factor in, okay, I've got a lawyer taking care of it, so that's good. Is this going to cost me more than what it would cost me to settle it on my own? And that's just a question you have to answer. I'll tell you this, when we're hired, almost always, when we're hired in a Midland Funding case, we're hired to file an answer, or if one's already been filed, we get in, let the court know we're in the case, and then we go to the collection lawyer for Midland and we say, what would you like to do? Would you like to go to trial? That's great if you want to go to trial. Or would you like to settle the case? Now, when we settle a case, it's got to come off our credit report. They have to drop the lawsuit, what's called dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice, and they have to agree to never do anything with that debt again. So they can't sell it, transfer it, assign it to some other collector. And we don't pay them any money. We just agree not to sue Midland in federal court because, as I mentioned, we have filed just dozens and dozens of federal court lawsuits against Midland arising out of Midland collection lawsuits. So we give them that choice, and they can do whatever they want. So that's the way that we handle it. But now the question is, well, which option is best for me? Honestly, I have no idea. But I will tell you this. If you contact us, 205-879-2447, or go to alabamaconsumer.com and you can contact us there, we'll be happy to help you think through your options. Happy to help you look at each option. So what's the good, what's the bad of each option? Usually we can get it down to about 2. And then you simply have a choice to make. Which one is best for you? So if it turns out you need to file bankruptcy, we can help you find one. We can make a recommendation, or you may already have somebody you know. If you're going to handle it on your own, we'll share some resources with you to help you handle this on your own. And if you want to hire us, we'll tell you exactly what our flat fee is. And this is the fee. It doesn't matter if the case is resolved the next day, and we've been hired in the morning and settle the case in the afternoon, where they drop the case, get it off our credit report, go away. We don't pay them any money. Or it could go through trial, but you pay one amount. So you don't have to worry about, well, if I call this lawyer or send an email, they're going to send me a $50 bill. We don't do that. It's a flat fee. You know exactly what you're being charged. So look, if you have questions, comments, you can certainly make those below. I will tell you this, if it's just sort of general nature, that's fine to put it there. But if it's specific about your situation, I wouldn't do it in a public manner. Just call us, 205-879-2447, or contact us through alabamaconsumer.com. Now, when you call us, typically you'll speak with Carolyn. And Carolyn will find out, okay, we know it's Midland Funding that sued you. Which county did they sue you in? Which court did they sue you in? What's your case number? When were you served? She'll look it up while you're on the phone with her. She'll look it up on the online court system and then say, okay, here's what it looks like to me. Does that look right to you? Get all the information straight. She'll help you pull your credit reports, or explain to you how to pull them. Really, go to annualcreditreport.com to pull your credit reports. That's very helpful to us. Then she'll set up a call. And usually it's the same day or the next day. And I'll be glad to jump on the phone with you so you don't have to miss time from work or be away from your family. We'll just do it by phone. Usually takes us 15, 20 minutes. We'll go over your options, and then you'll know what the best decision for you to make is. So give us a call, 205-879-2447, or go to alabamaconsumer.com, and we'll be glad to help you. And look forward to talking to you. Bye-bye.